My name is Eric Holub. I'm a professor at the University of Warwick, and I'm a plant geneticist. I study disease resistance of plants, how plants actually protect themselves against pathogens, primarily fungi and bacteria and viruses. And we use genetics to actually try and understand the mechanisms of disease resistance. So it's an effort to try and identify the genes that actually provide the protection, what plants actually do to defend themselves, much like human beings and our immune system, but plants have their own way of doing it.
So that's got sort of real-world consequences, obviously. Could you tell us what some of that could be or potentially be?
Well, ideally, if you know what the genes are, you might imagine putting it into a crop. If you have an example that has potential to control an important disease, then obviously you'd want to make use of it through traditional means such as plant breeding or possibly through GM technology.
And will that have any potential implication on cost or, sort of chemical spraying or whatever?
Well, the general idea is that if you can let the plant control its own diseases, then chemical control is actually going to be much less required, potentially, and so you save on the cost of applying chemicals.
And how viable and successful is it?
It's an ongoing process because many of the pathogens are able to overcome, whether it's a chemical or a disease resistance gene. There's always the potential that the pathogen can evolve, adapt, and overcome that resistance. So it involves understanding what the pathogen does, what's the makeup of the pathogen that allows